Hey, welcome back to the garage, and yes, long overdue for a video update. I've been meaning to do this for a while. I wanted to show the results of the having the car blasted, and also wanted to talk a little bit about what's involved in getting a car blasted if you've never done it before. This is actually the first one I've gone this far and had it completely blasted down to metal. So I learned a little bit in the process, so I thought I'd share that with you. So first of all, I took this to a place called Classic Car Blasting in Hampstead, New Hampshire. I was very happy with them. They seemed easy to work with, and let me know what they expected. They've got some good information on their website, and I went and talked to them ahead of time to make sure I knew what to do to get the car ready to go. So a few key things. Make sure the car is stripped completely down. They don't disassemble things, or if they do, they're probably going to charge you more because that's a lot more time and hassle for them. I would suspect that's probably the case with any media blasting company. They want to focus on what they can do. They want all the stuff out of the way. They want to make sure they're not going to damage things that shouldn't be hit by the blasting. So I spent quite a bit of time stripping the car completely down, removed all the suspension. This is down to nothing but the bare shell. The other thing is they highly recommend you get it as much of the grease and grime off as possible. When they do the blasting, if there's caked on grease, the blasting really doesn't take that off very well. It just gunks up their media, takes them more time, and when you get down to it, their time is your money. So it's definitely worth taking the time to get this clean. Once I got it all stripped down, while I still had it on the lift, I actually went in there with the pressure washer underneath. There were some places, it's older cars, of course, they always have some oil leaks and you get grease and grime underneath, so it was caked on in some places. So I got it good and clean so that they were able to get to it with the blasting. The last thing is just how to deliver the car to them. So I talked to them about this, and they recommend some people will buy the full auto rotisserie. It's on wheels, it's pivot, so you can bolt it to the front and the back suspension points of the car. Allows you to rotate it. I was thinking about going with that, but I really don't have a need for buying one of those. But what they said, yeah, some people bring cars to them that way, but most of the time they do something like this. You can see I just took some regular 2x4s and some 2x6s, built a very simple wooden frame. I bought some really cheap, basically cheap large caster wheels from Harbor Freight. And on a small car like this, it doesn't take too much. It doesn't need to be that strong because there's not that much weight. If you're doing a larger full frame car, certainly you might want to beef it up a little bit, but this worked great. It was easy to move around, easy to get on and off the trailer with the relatively large wheels. So let's take a look at the results of the car once we're done. First of all, the gray color that you see, it's not primer. It's an extra service that they will do called zinc phosphate. So it's sort of like a galvanizing coating that they spray on it. That is optional. As far as price, roughly they say that it's about 20% of the cost of the blasting is usually what you should figure for the zinc phosphate. Since I'm a hobbyist, and if you've been watching the channel, I'm not zipping through this project really quickly. I wanted to make sure I had something for rust protection because I'm not going to get primer on it anytime soon. So if you're not going to do something like that, you definitely want to get it back and get at least some primer on it to protect the metal. Otherwise, you're just going to start flash rusting right away. So let's take a closer look. The beauty of doing blasting is you get it down to, you see what all the hidden secrets are. For example, right back here, I knew that I could see the Bondo on it originally, and I was concerned. Sometimes people will just do Bondo to cover holes. What I found, it is solid metal. I don't know how well you can tell, but it is not by any means smooth or quality done, but it is solid, and I may redo that, but I've got bigger issues to take care of. For example, right up here on the front of the rocker, of course, there are some rust holes. That's a typical area. Front tire is gonna spray road crap on that, and we get some holes through there. And that's, you know, a fairly important structural part that, you know, since it's a unibody car. So that's probably about the first thing I'm going to take care of. Around here, the back quarter, yeah, this I could see, you know, it was obvious that this wasn't really good to start with. Now this is probably the most challenging piece, just because it's, you know, fairly visible. So it's, you know, it's something that's kind of hard to hide. It does have some curves to it. Some cars you can actually buy a patch panel for just the, you know, the bottom part of the quarter panel. For this, the only thing I've been able to find is you know, you can buy a full replacement quarter panel, but the rest of it's in pretty good shape, so I don't really want to replace it. So I am going to try to hand fabricate a patch panel for that. We'll see how that goes. I'll definitely do a video on that. One thing to keep in mind, like I said, their time is your money. So when I brought the car in, we walked around it, and, you know, I let him know what I wanted out of this, and I did point out that I am going to completely replace this entire panel. And so he said, well, you know, since I'm going to replace it, he's not going to waste time blasting all of this, because that's all going to get cut out, and, you know, no sense paying for that. So that worked out well. What I did say is I wanted to make sure I could find the seams along the edge. So he did get along here. I should be able to find all the spot welds and cut that out. My plan for this, I haven't decided. I can buy a complete replacement panel, steel replacement panel for this. But what I might do, I'm thinking I might want to customize things a little bit. I'm thinking about making a fiberglass rear panel. I can do, you know, completely different kind of taillights. I'm thinking of doing something a little bit custom special there, but I haven't decided yet. So passenger side of the car, a little bit of rust back here, but nowhere near as bad as the driver's side, so that'll be pretty easy to patch. The front of the rear quarter panel, pretty much the same as on the other side. It's, you know, somebody had done a repair there. At least they did, you know, do a, you know, a solid metal patch, didn't just slap it with Bondo. And the front of the rocker is pretty much in the same sort of shape as the other side. But the important stuff, in here where the suspension mounts, the strut tower, all in really good shape. That's very important, because that's, you know, important structural parts. Same thing in the rear. Those parts are pretty good. So let's raise it up and take a look at underneath the car. So looking underneath, of course, there's a whole lot of gap here where I cut metal out, because, you know, the floors were really in pretty bad shape. Important parts, though, is that center tunnel is in good, solid shape. And, you know, unibody car, that's just about the most critical part of the structure. Back here in the rear floor, there, you know, it's pretty much Swiss cheese here. And a little bit worse here, but those are easy to fix. You know, I'm not going for a concourse level restoration by any means, so I don't really care if it's looks stock. So I don't care that I get all the contours and, you know, make it look like that same stamped panel. I just need it to be solid, so I can take a flat piece of steel and shape that appropriately. Right here on the inner part of the rocker panel on the rear, there's a pretty big hole, but that's a flat piece. There's plenty of metal there to weld to, and that's pretty much the same on this side. But once again, these, for lack of better words, frame rails, it's, you know, just a piece of stamped steel that the suspension bolts to. That's in good solid shape, and that ties into the center tunnel. So that's in good shape, and this cross member piece that connects those, good and solid. I'm probably going to try to beef things up just because I want the car to be good and rigid for racing, but what's there is in good shape. So yeah, once again, want to thank Classic Car Blasting from Hampstead. Not a paid promotion by any means. I paid full price and everything. They didn't know I was even doing the videos, so but I just want to relay that I was happy with them. So if you're in New Hampshire or Massachusetts area, they're definitely worth checking out. So it'll be nice now to be working on, starting with rust-free metal. I can see what I'm doing. I can weld in new metal and start feeling like I'm making progress on this again. So if you're interested in seeing any of that work, I will of course be continuing to do videos on it. So if you're not already subscribed, subscribe if you want to see that, and hopefully before too much longer, you'll see me get this back on the road.